Hey, how's it guys? Welcome back. Today we are diving. So the plan is tonight we're having some friends over to finally meet our daughter. The game plan for the dive is to shoot some fish. I'm planning to make nigiri or attempt to make nigiri. Basically what I'm looking for is anything to make nigiri, from ukus, yellow spots, luas, mu, all the way down to toao, because toao is actually a pretty good sashimi. So why not attempt to make nigiri out of koala? But yeah, I just threw in my float. Now gonna suit up and hop in the water. See you guys there. Alright, so this is my first drop and I saw some moose, so I figured take this drop on the moose and see what happens. Also, in the last dive, I don't know if I mentioned it, but my weight belt was actually too heavy. So on this dive, I'm experimenting by taking off 2 pounds off of my weight belt. There's a bunch of these small fish in my face and I'm just watching this moose slowly come. Right here, he's coming into range, so I swing my gun and I realize he's just a little bit too small. So I swim a little bit more forward and I see this taco. So I figured if I can get this taco, that means I have a taco on the stringer and not whitewash. So I go down and I try to get this taco. But this guy's living in a mansion and he's giving me the juke. I swim to the other side of the rock to see if I can get him up from that side. But he goes back to the other side, so he wins round 1. Round 2, and I'm not giving up so easily. I go for a tickle him out and peekaboo! Gotcha, bitch! Most times, if I don't get the taco on the first drop, I kind of give up, but not this time. Believe it or not, this wasn't even 20 yards from the last taco and I found another one. I honestly believe my taco eye is near non-existent, but on this day I was just seeing them. And just like that, I have 2 taco within 2 minutes of each other. I'm pretty stoked right now, I'm not gonna lie. We're still swimming out of the bay and yep, a 3rd taco. But he's a little cutie pie, so I'm gonna let him go. Finally made it out of the bay and I wanted to check this lure house. But finding it was a bitch. And I don't know why it took me so long to find it, but it took me a lot longer to find it than normal. So I used a lot of energy, and in doing so, I approached this hole totally wrong. Which really didn't matter because no one was home. We reached the second Ulu house and Taka is leaving soon, so I want to put him on his first lure. His gun doesn't have a reel, so I give him my tagline and let him clip his gun to my float. I know this might sound bad, but I'm kind of glad that Anulua wasn't home because the tagline was going through his legs, so that would have been disastrous. So after that, it was back to the main agenda. Ukus. You might recognize this zone from past dives, but this spot usually holds ukus. As I get to the bottom here, I'll take a look to my left and I see this nice moo. I search a little bit more and I see this uku right there, so immediately get into hunting mode, scratch a little bit, and try to get my gun into position. I look away so that the uku doesn't see my eyes. At this point, he's just killing time, so it's time to regroup. While I was recovering at the surface, I decided to move a little bit more up into the zone where the uku was. As I get to the bottom, I try to level out on that pebbly sand just so I'm a little bit more comfortable. I notice these two moose on my left and I'm hoping they come in. They seem pretty curious, but at the same time, they don't seem dumb. At this point, I can hear them teasing me. Psst, psst, hui. So I moved to the next zone where it usually holds a nice school of moose. I get down to the bottom at 68 feet and there they are. I see them, they're coming in, and I have a good feeling about this. But I'm noticing I'm not seeing any of the bigger ones. I decide to take a second drop and try for one of the smaller moves because I'm starting to get the feeling that I'm not going to get another opportunity at a nuku or another move. But just like the last bunch of fish, they're a lot more skittish this time around. Here I'm watching Taka and he's hunting a bunch of opelu kala that's under this ledge. You can't really see it, but he barely missed the opelu kala. So while we're at the surface, Taka said he saw a big uku. So I'm thinking like 3 to 5 pound range. So I figured I'd try my hand at it. Once again, there is a current, so it pushed me onto this little high rise right here. I actually wanted to hit that lower spot on the bottom there. Regardless, there was instantly a lot of life. From opelu to oceanic poilus, and I had a really good feeling that I was gonna see the uku that Taka saw. So I'm keeping my head on a swivel and my eyes peeled. There. I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's a nice uku. So I figured I'd go up, regroup, and reposition myself to better hunt this uku. And round two. This time I positioned myself towards that drop off, and at the same time I'm thinking maybe I should have dropped on the deeper end of the drop off. I throw out a couple grunts, and once again, just a lot of life. At this point, I think the uku went bye bye. But luckily, these moana kali come in. So after I shot that moana kali, I figured I'd take one more drop because maybe the commotion from the moana kali being shot called in the uku. So I figured, why not? Give it another shot. This time I pushed to the edge of that drop off and I'm right on that bouldery edge. It's right about now I'm realizing that I'm pretty fatigued. There's a lot of drops that I've taken that I haven't included in the video, and now I am just getting spent. In my mind, I am marking this spot because in the future, I think I want to come straight to this zone because it just spells uku. So I want to spend more time diving this drop off or ledge and see what comes up. At this point, this is my 14th consecutive drop past 60 feet, not including the other dives. So I make one last attempt at this zone to try and see if I can call in the uku. but the uku is nowhere to be found. So as we were swimming inshore, Taka sees a school of fish. So he takes a drop and I see an opportunity to try and record him as he's hunting. I don't know what fish Taka is targeting, and I also didn't know there was a pile of fish under this ledge. At this point, I am amazed at Taka's bottom time, and I'm kind of taken back to when he first started diving with us and just how far along he's come. I was actually very surprised he took a shot and don't even know what he shot. I couldn't freaking believe it. He shot a moo. Like, you guys don't even know how excited I was for him. So here I saw a bunch of moo in the shallow and I figured they're not that tame, but they're not spooked and it's shallow, so maybe I have a chance? And yep, I stood no chance. Now watch here, as I push off, I catch Taka shooting a Moana kali. Like, that's totally freaking epic. Nice.
So as we were swimming back in, I noticed this uku swimming in circles below me. So I figured I might have a chance at this uku. I get to the bottom and I'm amazed to find absolutely nothing. I guess I must have scared them away. Here I saw a bunch of moose and they look tame, so I figured I'd go down and hopefully I'll be able to get one of these moo. I closed my eyes and put my head down. And realized that once again the moose are small. On the way back, I decided to check this hole again, and once again, no one's home. Now I'm checking zones that I've seen good fish in the past but doesn't normally hold them. It's kind of a desperation attempt, to be honest. Seeing all these opelu colors reminded me of a friend that's always asking for opelu colors. So this time around, I'm going to try and seize the opportunity. While I was breathing up at the surface, two nice opelu swim right under me, so I figured I will try to do a dive bomb. mainly because I'm tired. And with this, I have secured my friend's opelu collar. Look at that. It's barely hanging on. So horrible. As soon as I get a hold of the shaft, I push the shaft through because I do not want to lose this opelu collar. That would suck. More opellucalas start swimming under me, and I figured I'm going to try do another dive bomb. Kids, do not do what I am about to do. The fish is swimming away. It's clearly starting to swim away faster, and I still pull the trigger, scraping the fish and losing it. Horrible. And what do you know? Another taco. And yep, another taco. Like, this is the most taco I think I've found in one dive. But this one's a little cutie. Stop. Get in.
That's the anchor. Are you under? You're under. There you go. Hi. Once again, I don't know what I did with all the footage of after the dive. We came to the house. I was making nigiri. Taka gave me some pointers. And yeah, there's a bunch of us here, and I don't know. I thought I recorded everything, and I guess I didn't. So I'll just tell you guys what happened. As far as the dive, I was struggling. I really wanted to get some ukus or moos for nigiri, but I just couldn't make it happen. Something I've talked about in the last video, my breath holds are there. I still can hit some decent depths, but my conditioning is, it's definitely noticeable. I am not conditioned to take drop after drop after drop beyond 60. So that's something I'm going to have to work on. And I was seeing a few ukus, but not as much as I saw in the past. There was that one good size one, but he was very skittish. So instead of like messing around with him, I moved on to the next spot where there's a ton of opelu kala. I saw the moose school, but I noticed the big ones were no longer in the school, and the school itself it's starting to become more wary. I'm pretty sure there's other divers that's hitting that spot, so I might have to stop going there for a long time. And then by the time I got to opelu kala, the first one, the big one, I remember a friend of mine's in a lot of my past videos. Every time there's opelu kalas near me and I don't chew them, in the comments he'll pop up and say, oh, you know, he wants an opelu kala. So I thought of him. So I got that one for him. I got the second one, the smaller one, to make nigiri, and I didn't even bother recording because I was just gassed out. I did another dive bomb. I was too tired to get down to the bottom and hunt like I normally do, so I was being lazy and I did a dive bomb. It wasn't the prettiest shot, but I got it. But man, I really wish I had the footage of the dinner. There was so much amazing food. It's definitely something I've noticed I need to work on. That seems to be my lacking point, is filming us eating and the preparation of the food and whatnot. So I need to do a better job on that. But if you enjoyed the video and you enjoyed the dive section of this video, then smash the like button. Don't forget to check out Venture Wetsuits. I'll leave a link in the description to their online store. They got one of my favorite suits by far is the Uku suit. I definitely highly recommend it. I feel like Sub-Zero in it. I just love that suit. Also, they have a ton of dri-fit hoodies, I believe it's 20 pages worth of dry fits you could choose from. I'm currently wearing the Boost 'em or Lose 'em. This is one of my favorites. I also have the Blinky Taco. Those are my top two at the moment. I have quite a few of them. And I also have this hat. This is the waterproof Venture Wetsuits Makai hat. And if you know me personally and you see me, you live on Lanai or you come to Lanai and you see me walking around the city, you know I wear these every day. Like, I use them to go to the pool with my son, we bring him walking, to the store, fishing. You most likely see me wearing this daily. So I thoroughly love Venture gear. So yeah, go ahead and check them out. And if you do purchase anything, use my discount code ToonLife. It'll save you 10% off your entire purchase. And with that said, that is the end of the video, but I'll leave a little special something. I am going to give my best shot at Gyotaku. I don't know, I love art. I don't know if I've mentioned that in the past. I love to draw. And yeah, so I just wanted to try it out for myself and print my own fish, because there are some fish in the past that I wish I could have gotten printed, you know. So if I can print my own fish, that I thought that would be very cool. That's something I will be practicing and incorporating into my videos too. But anyway, I'm gonna leave a time lapse of me doing Gyotaku on my Moana Kali that I shot, because that was a good size one. It was like a two pounder, I think. Again, I thought I recorded it when I weighed it. If I find the footage, I'll include it. But it was like at least it was over 2 pounds, like 2.5 pounds. That's my best estimate. I hope you enjoyed the Gyotaku segment, and yeah, But that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Shoots. Alright guys, so I did 3 prints, and honestly out of all of them, I like the first one better. It's less blotchy than the rest of them. So yeah, lots of work, need lots of practice I guess, but all in all I don't think it's absolutely horrible, but yeah, definitely a work in progress. So anyway, so now I'm going to wash up this moanakali, get it cleaned up, and probably do like a themed black bean moanakali. That sounds good. Tonight is my dad's birthday. They're coming over here for dinner, so gonna make some taco sashimi, black bean moanakali, and then I think my mom made a bunch of stuff. I thought that small opelu kala was good enough it'll be enough for last night and tonight, but we kind of ate it all last night, so yeah. And then the bigger opelu kala I gave to my friend, and yeah, oh, and then one of the tacos I made sashimi already, and we gave that to another friend. So yeah, everybody got a little bit of some goodies. I'm kind of disappointed how my prints came out, but hopefully with some practice I get it a little decent. So anyway, gotta clean up this fish and get it ready for dinner.